Have you ever held a single penny in your hand and thought, this little coin could change my life forever? Well, let me tell you something that will shock you. There's a 2021 Abraham Lincoln penny, NumisNerd, that has reached a jaw-dropping market value of $21.3 million. Yes, you heard me correctly. $21.3 million for a coin most people toss into a tip jar. Now, before you laugh and say, asterisk. Oh, come on! A penny worth more than a Ferrari collection? Asterisk, think again. Because this tiny copper-plated treasure is no ordinary coin. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you why this coin is rewriting history, how you can tell if you have one hiding in your collection, and why missing this opportunity could mean saying goodbye to the chance of a lifetime. But first, let me ask you something. If you woke up tomorrow and found a $21 million penny in your drawer, would you sell it immediately or hold on to it, waiting for it to climb even higher? Keep that thought in your mind as we dive deeper, because the answer to that question may determine whether you become wealthy or just another person who missed out. Let's rewind for a moment. The Lincoln penny has been around since 1909, first struck to honor the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, a symbol of freedom, leadership, and endurance. For over a century, this humble 1-cent coin has passed through millions of American hands. Soldiers, teachers, factory workers, and even presidents themselves. Now, fast forward to 2021. The U.S. Mint struck billions of Lincoln cents. Most of them? Ordinary pocket change, worth exactly 1 cent. But every now and then, history plays a trick. A coin is produced with such rarity, such perfection, or such error that it transforms into a legend. And that's what happened with the 2021 NumisNerd penny. Because collectors, investors, and even billionaires are willing to pay fortunes for the right coin at the right time. This particular penny is tied to a combination of rarity, condition, and story. It's not just a coin. It's a golden ticket, a once-in-a-generation find. Think about this. The 1943 copper penny once sold for over $1.7 million. People laughed at the idea back then. And today? That same kind of laughter surrounds the 2021 penny, except this time, it's no joke. We're talking about $21.3 million currently on the market. And here's the scary part. Coins like these don't wait around. Their values spike when collectors battle over them, and if you're not paying attention, you miss out. Just like missing the last chair in a game of musical chairs, except the prize isn't a chair, it's your dream retirement. So what does this mean for you? It means the penny rattling around in your cup holder, tucked in a dresser, or forgotten in a coin jar could be your ticket to financial freedom. Imagine wiping out debts, buying your dream home, securing your children's future, or even traveling the world, all from a coin you once ignored. But here's the catch. Most people never even check. They spend it. They shrug it off. They say, asterisk, it's just a penny. Asterisk, and that, right there, is the difference between ordinary lives and extraordinary wealth. Now, let's pause for a second. Humor me. If I gave you the choice between keeping a wrinkled dollar bill or checking your coins for one that's worth $21 million, which would you do? Exactly. You'd check. So why are you still ignoring your coins? Here's your moment of urgency. These rare coins are out there in circulation today. People are finding them. And every time someone else discovers one, the chances of you holding onto yours shrink. Time is not on your side. So don't wait. Dig into your jars, your wallets, your drawers. Look for that 2021 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. Because in a world where opportunity often feels out of reach, this is one moment where you hold the key. And if you find one, you don't just find a coin. You find freedom. You find security. You find proof that sometimes the smallest things carry the biggest rewards. Now here's the question I'll leave you with. If a single 2021 penny can be worth $21.3 million, what other coins are hiding in plain sight, waiting to turn everyday people into millionaires overnight? Stick around, because in my next video, I'm going to reveal another shocking coin that could be sitting in your change right now. And trust me, you don't want to miss it. That's the script. Structured, engaging, emotional, and full of hooks/cliffhangers. Would you like me to also write a shortened 30-second teaser version of this script that you could use as a TikTok/YouTube Shorts promo to funnel people into the full video? Did you know that a single penny, yes, that tiny copper coin most people ignore on the sidewalk, could be worth more than $21 million? That's right. A simple 2022 Abraham Lincoln penny with no mint mark has recently shocked collectors and investors alike by reaching an unimaginable market value of $21.20 million. Now, before you roll your eyes and think, asterisk, come on, how can a penny be worth more than a mansion in Beverly Hills? Asterisk, stick with me, because in the next few minutes, I'm going to reveal the fascinating history, the hidden details, and the real reasons why this coin is turning ordinary people into millionaires overnight. And trust me, you'll never look at loose change the same way again. But here's the question I want you to keep in your mind. What if the penny in your pocket, right now, is one of these rare treasures? Let's start with the backstory. The Lincoln penny has been in circulation since 1909, introduced to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Over time, it became one of the most collected coins in the United States. Millions were minted every year. But every so often, something extraordinary happens. A mistake at the mint, a unique die variety, or an ultra-rare misprint. And that's when an ordinary penny transforms into a millionaire's dream. Now, in 2022, something unexpected happened. A small batch of Lincoln pennies were struck without a mint mark. That tiny missing letter, something most people wouldn't even notice, turned out to be the golden ticket. Why? Because in numismatics, rarity is king. The fewer there are, the higher the value climbs. Think of it this way. Imagine going to a baseball game where 50,000 fans get the same souvenir cap. It's nice, but not valuable. But if only 5 people got a special edition cap with the wrong stitching, suddenly that mistake is worth a fortune. Coins work the same way, and here's where it gets interesting. Collectors worldwide went into a frenzy. The no mint mark 2022 Lincoln penny started selling for thousands, then hundreds of thousands, and now it sits at a jaw-dropping market value of $21.20 million. Pause for a second and let that sink in. $21 million. For a penny most people wouldn't even bend down to pick up off the street. If you've ever told your kids, don't bother with pennies, they're worthless, you might owe them an apology. In fact, you might owe them $1 million trust fund. Now let's talk about what this means for you. If you're between the ages of 30 and 65, chances are you've collected a lifetime of loose change. Old coffee cans in the garage, forgotten jars in the kitchen, maybe even a dusty piggy bank sitting in the attic. That junk change could very well be your ticket to a life-changing fortune. But here's the urgency. These opportunities don't last forever. The more collectors discover and lock away these rare coins, the fewer chances you have of finding one. Every day, the window of opportunity gets smaller. Imagine waking up one morning and realizing the coin you spent at the grocery store could have paid off your mortgage, bought your dream home, and funded your retirement. That's not just a nightmare. That's financial regret. On the flip side, imagine the excitement of pulling out a 2022 penny, no mint mark, and realizing you're holding a coin valued at $21.2 million. That's not just luck, that's destiny. And let's be honest, wouldn't it feel good to finally live the lifestyle you've always dreamed of? Luxury vacations, early retirement, generational wealth for your children. It all starts with knowledge and paying attention to what others overlook. Now here's the twist. The 2022 No Mint Mark Lincoln penny isn't the only coin hiding this kind of fortune. In fact, there are other coins, still in circulation right now, that could rival or even surpass the $21.2 million price tag. So here's my challenge for you. Before you spend another penny, make sure you're not giving away your shot at millions. Because the next time you reach into your pocket, you just might be holding your future. Stay tuned, because in the next video, I'll reveal another coin that has shocked the collecting world with its unbelievable value. Trust me, you don't want to miss this one. Would you like me to punch this up further with timestamps, narration pacing, and suggested background visuals / music cues, so it's ready to record and edit straight into a faceless YouTube video? What if I told you that a single penny hiding in your pocket change could be worth more than a luxurious mansion in Beverly Hills? Yes, you heard that right. 1 cent transformed into over $21 million. Now, before you laugh and say, asterisk, who on earth pays millions for a penny? Asterisk, stay with me. Because the penny I'm about to reveal isn't just a coin, it's a golden ticket. And the crazy part? It's from 2005. A year most of us remember for smartphones getting smarter, YouTube being born, and gas being cheaper. Who would ever think a penny from that year could change your life forever? But here's the twist. This isn't just about a coin. It's about an opportunity that could slip through your fingers if you're not paying attention. So let me ask you, when was the last time you actually looked at your pennies? Or do you, like most of us, just toss them into that bottomless coffee jar? You know, the one that's been sitting on your kitchen counter since the Bush administration? Because if you have a 2005 No Mint Mark Lincoln penny, you might be sitting on a fortune without even knowing it. The Lincoln penny has been a cornerstone of American coinage since 1909. Over the years, millions have been minted, with tiny details separating the common from the extraordinary. The year 2005 seemed ordinary. Billions of pennies entered circulation. But among them, a tiny handful had something unusual. They carried no mint mark. Now, here's why that matters. Mint marks are like fingerprints. They tell us where a coin was struck. Philadelphia, Denver, San Francisco, each one leaves its mark. But when a penny slips into circulation with no mint mark, it becomes an anomaly, a rarity. And in the world of collectors, rarity means power, and power means value. Think about it this way. People spend millions on paintings because there's only one Mona Lisa. The same logic applies here. That tiny missing mint mark turned an everyday penny into a legend. And today, the current market value has skyrocketed to a jaw-dropping $21.1 million. But here's where it gets even more unbelievable. Because not every 2005 penny is valuable. Only a select few carry this secret. And in just a moment, I'll tell you how to check if yours is the real deal. Now, don't run to the couch cushions just yet. I promise we'll get there. But first, let's ask a serious question. Why would someone pay millions for a single cent? The answer isn't just about money. It's about history, scarcity, and the thrill of owning something almost no one else can touch. Collectors crave what others overlook. That craving drives prices through the roof. Here's what you need to do. 1. Check your change. Look closely at every 2005 penny you find. Flip it over, study the details, and search for that missing mint mark. 2. Protect it. If you think you found one, don't just toss it back into circulation. Store it safely. A single scratch could cost you thousands. 3. Get it evaluated. Professional grading services can confirm authenticity and set you on the path to cashing in. Now imagine this with me. You're holding what looks like an ordinary penny, but it's worth more than a private jet. You take it to auction, the bids climb higher and higher, until the hammer falls at $21.1 million. 1 penny, and suddenly you're living the life you've always dreamed of. Debt-free, stress-free, maybe even sipping champagne on a balcony overlooking the ocean. And here's the kicker. These rare pennies are still out there, hiding in plain sight. In drawers, in jars, in wallets, maybe even in your pocket right now. The question is, will you find yours before it's too late? Because every day that passes, another collector adds one to their vault, and the chances of you stumbling across one grows slimmer. So don't wait. Go check your coins. And remember, sometimes the smallest things hold the biggest rewards. If this video opened your eyes, imagine what else is hiding in your change. Subscribe now, because in the next video, I'll reveal another coin that could be worth even more. And trust me, you don't want to miss it. After all, wealth doesn't always come from Wall Street. Sometimes, it comes from your wallet. Would you like me to also shorten this into a snappy 30-second intro version that you can use as a teaser at the start of your video before the full story unfolds? Imagine this. You walk into your garage, open an old dusty box of coins your grandfather left behind, and tucked inside a small envelope you find a 1989 Lincoln penny. At first, it looks like just another coin worth a cent. But what if I told you that very coin, the 1989 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, could secretly be worth up to $21.1 million today? Yes, you heard that right. Millions of dollars for something you might have in your pocket right now. Now, here's the real question. How many times have you let coins slip through your fingers, never realizing one of them could have been your ticket to generational wealth? Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly why this unassuming penny has become one of the most valuable coins in the world, how to recognize it, and why time might be running out for you to cash in. Let's travel back to 1989. Ronald Reagan had just finished his presidency. George H.W. Bush was in the White House. Gas was under $1, and the U.S. Mint was producing billions of Lincoln pennies. Nothing seemed unusual. After all, the Lincoln cent had been in circulation since 1909, honoring one of America's most beloved presidents. But in this ocean of copper-coated zinc coins, something extraordinary happened. A rare error, so subtle that most people never noticed, slipped through the cracks. A batch of pennies was struck without the expected mint mark. Instead of bearing the tiny D for Denver or P for Philadelphia, these coins appeared blank. No mint mark at all. At first glance, they looked ordinary. But numismatists, coin collectors, quickly realized that this error elevated the coin from pocket change to priceless treasure. And here's where the plot thickens. Only a handful of these rare 1989 no-mint mark Lincoln pennies are known to exist, and collectors are battling to own them. The law of supply and demand in action. Scarcity creates value, and rarity creates legends. Now, let me ask you, when was the last time you checked the pennies in your car's cup holder? Honestly, be real. Probably never. You might even have spilled coffee on them. Well, next time you're tempted to toss that penny aside, remember, you might be tossing away a luxury house, a dream vacation, or even your retirement fund. Funny how a coin most people ignore could be worth more than the car you're driving right now, right? Here's where things get intense. The current market value of this rare 1989 no-mint mark penny has soared to $21.1 million. That's not just money, that's freedom. Imagine paying off every debt you've ever had. Imagine never worrying about medical bills, mortgages, or the rising cost of living. Imagine passing down wealth to your children and grandchildren, all from a coin most people would overlook. But here's the catch. Most people will never notice it. They'll spend it at a vending machine, drop it on the ground, or leave it gathering dust in a drawer. And that's the tragedy. Every day, someone unknowingly lets a fortune slip away. Do you feel that chill? That's the fear of missing out. The fear that maybe, just maybe, you've already held one of these pennies and let it go. But here's the $1 million, or rather, $21 million question. How do you actually recognize one of these rare coins before it's too late? Because spotting the difference between a life-changing penny and an ordinary one requires sharp eyes and a little insider knowledge. And in just a moment, I'm going to reveal exactly what to look for. But before I do, let me remind you, this is where urgency comes into play. Coins in circulation are constantly being melted down, lost, or destroyed. Each year, the odds of finding one shrink smaller and smaller. So let's get into the secret. To identify the rare 1989 no-mint marked Lincoln penny. Here's what you need to do. 1. First, grab any 1989 penny you can find. Point 2. Look closely at the area just beneath the date on the obverse, the front of the coin. Normally, you'd expect to see a small D for Denver or P for Philadelphia. But on these rare treasures, the space is blank, no mint mark at all. Point 3. Next, examine the coin's condition. Collectors will pay a premium for coins in pristine, uncirculated condition, meaning no scratches, wear, or discoloration. Now, here's the kicker. Even if your coin shows some wear, it could still be worth a fortune. The rarity of the error itself drives the value sky high. And remember, this isn't just about finding a coin. It's about what it represents. Opportunity, wealth, freedom. The chance to live the lifestyle you've always dreamed of. So here's my challenge to you. Tonight, don't just toss your change on the counter. Don't ignore that jar of pennies collecting dust. Go through them carefully, because you never know, you could be holding a $21.1 million ticket to financial freedom. And if you've ever dreamed of walking into your boss's office and saying, "I quit," or surprising your family with a new home, or simply living a life without financial fear, remember, it could all start with a coin smaller than your thumb. Your future wealth could literally be hiding in plain sight. So check your coins. Share this video with someone you care about, and never underestimate the power of what seems ordinary. Because sometimes, the smallest things carry the biggest fortunes. Would you like me to also add pauses and suggested visuals, like zooming into coins, suspenseful music cues, and emotional imagery, so you can directly use it for editing your faceless video?